Let me start by saying, to hell with dolls. Funny thing is, I didn't always think that way. I used to love them. The smooth faces, the eyes that seemed to stare into the soul. I found them beautiful. When I was 10, I had quite the collection of dolls. For some strange reason, I decided to decorate my room with them. My room was in the basement, and I had a shelf that circled the room. I delicately placed my favorites around my room. Being watched wasn't something I was worried about. In fact, I found them oddly comforting. My 11th birthday rolled around, and I couldn't wait to see what new dolls I would get. Everyone in my family knew of my obsession and would gift me a new friend every year. This year, my grandmother took the cake with the gorgeous doll she brought me. I still vividly remember her. Her glassy green eyes, flawless pale skin, sleek black hair pulled back with a pink ribbon, and a white gown that slightly resembled one used for baptisms. I was so excited to show her her new home. I made room on my shelf across the room, almost opposite my bed, so that I would have the best view of her. That night, I dozed off staring at her, making up a story, a background, a life. I have never had a more vivid dream, not before nor after that night. I was low to the ground. It seemed like I was crawling, but it didn't feel like it, moving slowly toward my bedroom door. I could see the soft glow of my nightlight coming from under the door. I eased it open and walked towards my bed. That's when I noticed that I really wasn't me, because there in the bed was me, sleeping soundly. I was frightened, but couldn't wake up. I crawled into the bed and moved slightly towards sleeping me. In my line of sight, I saw two smooth, delicate, tiny hands reach for my throat. I jumped awake, breathing heavily. Across the room, I could see my doll, exactly where I left her. I got up, walked to the bathroom with a second glance at the doll. As I passed the mirror, I noticed something that still haunts me. 3 scratches on my neck, dried blood surrounding them. I tried writing them off to me accidentally doing it in my sleep. That didn't last long. I walked back to my room, absent-mindedly flipped on the light, and stopped. There on the floor, facing the door, was my doll. Same innocent look as always, but with a small, almost unnoticeable smear of blood on her dress. I screamed, ran to my brother's room, and through tears, tried to explain what happened. He didn't buy it, but wasn't about to send me away like that. I spent the rest of the night in his room. The next morning, I made him come with me back to my room. She was back on the shelf, as if she had never been moved. The smear of blood was still on her dress. We grabbed some old boxes and packed every one of those horrid things away. After some convincing and complaining, my mom finally agreed to take the dolls to the rented storage shed across town. It's 10 years later, and as far as I know, they are all still there. For all I care, they can stay there.